Okay, we got Metal Monday after the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
I'm sure. I say this every Monday after the Super Bowl. I wish the Super Bowl was on Saturday.
Yeah.
But everyone toughs it out. We're all here, ready to work.
I was actually happy to have the Super Bowl on a Sunday this year because we had our company dinner party annual. We moved it from the holidays, to February this year, and come Sunday, man, I was a little hungover. I was feeling a little rough.
You're ready to rest.
I was happy to just have a reason to lay around and eat junk food and not do anything.
Yeah, that's true. That was nice because we made a nice spread at home. We had some good junk food. Just watched it with my family. The commercials were always funny.
Yep.
I thought everything about it was good. I liked Chris Stapleton. I liked Rihanna's halftime show. The game came down to the last 8 seconds.
Man. It was, you can't really ask for any more than that. Obviously, I would have liked to see the Eagles win, but that's life. And we'll talk about that here in a minute after we go through the market for the day. Let's get this train started.
Well, Copper was up early this morning.
Yeah.
But really just up a couple pennies.
Mm-hmm.
Last week we were, I thought we were going to go under 4.
Yeah, it hung tough.
I hung out there. I made sure to jinx it so it wouldn't do that by telling people I thought it was going to go under 4 in an email to our team.
Yeah.
But it didn't. So, I adjusted our price sheets. So it's always nice to adjust your price sheet up for Ferris. I had to adjust a little bit down for Copper because that's what you got to do. But at the end of the day, $4 COMEX is still a really good price.
It is, man. And ultimately, and I guarantee, I talk to scrap people all over the country, right? Mm-hmm. You do too. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, how's your flow? I'm like, it's not great. Not just on the ferrous side, but on the non-ferrous side too, right? It was a pretty chilly winter, and we're still probably in the middle of getting another, maybe one more cold snap. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it starts to warm up, but generally speaking, it's slow. It's compared to the last couple of years. The flow has
our piles are low. Our piles are small.
Our piles are small for a couple reasons. A, the flow is slowed down, and B, we're damn good at moving our scrap. Mm-hmm. We don't mess around, and unless the flow is just beyond our shipping capacity, processing capacity, probably the last 2 years, probably 3 years really, we went hard, and because we made some money pretty much like anybody else in this industry, if you're even a remotely decent operator, we bought a lot of processing equipment, right? So we have some stuff that's aging out, but we bought a lot of capacity, and so.
And we've grown our team.
Yeah, our team's
grown.
We
have a big production team now.
Our capacity's grown. So what maybe feels slow today, 3 years ago, might not have felt as slow, but because our team's grown, our capacity's grown, we've been able to process and keep up with scrap. You hear a lot of shredders talk about it, shredding to the ground every month, right? Trying to get through their inventory. Well, it's no different in, not processing non-ferrous or, crushing cars or baling, logging tin and white goods. I think the best thing you can do is sell in the market that you're in, because we don't hedge. Our hedge is our processing capabilities.
And most scrap yards out there, the people I talk to, they don't hedge. There's very few and far between people hedging, and I don't know if that's the right answer or the wrong answer, but that's just how it is.
That's just the way it is, and I genuinely think that your way to hedge in our business is to be able to have the capacity to get through your material. Now, sometimes you can get held up on the shipping end. You can't get it all shipped what you've got processed, and sometimes it's just a processing game. There's a end of 2021. We had a lot of scrap on the ground, in a couple of East Idaho yards.
Yeah.
And that wasn't necessarily that we were sitting, per se, on it, as much as we were just trying to get ourselves in a position to be able to process all that scrap.
We had an insane amount. I've never seen, at our yards, our facilities, I had never seen that much scrap on the ground at one time. And I might never see that much scrap on the ground at one time.
Well, because we got the capacity handled, and we said, okay, we don't ever want to be in a position where we have that much scrap on the ground if we can help it, especially unprepared scrap, And I think the same goes for non-ferrous. So today, copper's hanging around. Nickel's been getting whacked the last few days.
Nickel's been getting killed, down 20 cents today.
Yeah. Aluminum's been kind of getting beat up too.
It's still really strong, though.
It's strong. I mean, it is, but it's still it's been getting kind of beat up last couple weeks.
Yeah.
PGMs like palladium got whacked hard at the end of the week last week. It's got getting a little bit of love today. I think that those are the big ones that we watch, and the ferrous market got a little bit of bump in February. So
what's the tariffs to Russia gonna do to some of the stuff?
I read it both ways, like
because I would think it would push the price higher, but it hasn't really done that for aluminum. Because what are they putting tariffs on? Aluminum
for the most part.
Yeah,
right? And I think then they're basically say, okay, well, and that's aluminum coming out of Turkey, right?
Yeah.
Which then they say, well, basically that just could go to China, which then could basically soften up the demand side from China from the United States, right? So, I don't get too. I pay attention. Obviously, I read that, but I don't know that affects the market as much as like just the general the dollar strength and everything else that's going on. I mean, I think it eventually does affect it, but the day-to-day movements is. I think it's.
We maybe haven't seen the effect of that yet.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Brett, I won.
You did. The quarter did not work in my favor.
The quarter worked in my favor because I wanted the Eagles, but sometimes that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I've always say I should just flip a coin anyway.
I know.
Because I'm pretty bad at picking games.
So let's hear it. Explain to me what my $200 is going to go to.
So I think this will be a fun project with you and your kids.
I'm looking forward to it. I actually am. It's going to be a good bet to lose.
My wife and my kids built these ones.
Okay.
And I only have one left. This is in my truck. I just drive around with them, and when I see someone in need, we hand them out. This one is for a kid. I'm thankful that I haven't seen a kid that might need one. Yeah. But I know I want to be prepared when I do. So we make them for men, women, and kids.
Okay.
And we just go to the dollar store. We buy some stuff that they might really appreciate.
Okay.
Like a fresh pair of socks, some snacks this is for a kid that kids would like, a little coloring book, little book, some more snacks, toothpaste, toothbrushes, fruit snacks, hand sanitizer. For the women's ones, we do like hygiene product for women. We do deodorant for the guys and girls, and we just put something like this that they could really use. And honestly, on the grown-up ones, we also hide a $5 bill in there for them. Gotcha. That's how we do it. But this is your project.
Okay.
So it's just something like we just go. You can buy all that stuff at the dollar store.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on the task.
And then I've handed 2 of mine out. And it's always sucks to see people on that spot, but I hope that helped them a little bit.
Yeah.
And it feels better than just giving them $5. You know. So something they hopefully will use, because everybody could use a little help sometimes. So. And shout out to my wife. She did this, her idea. She volunteers down at Interfaith once or twice a week usually.
Yeah.
She's doing it tonight. She'll be there till 9 p.m. And God bless her, because that's not an easy thing to do.
All right, stay tuned. The bags are coming. Hold up our end of the bet.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Have a great week.